Hello and good evening, my name is Morgan, and I bid you all welcome back to Risen and the final episode in this walkthrough, as it turns out, because I decided I'm going to do the whole thing in one batch, just because I don't think there's enough left in the game to justify two. First we gotta do is we're back in the shoes of the mage. We're going to finish the game this way. First thing we're going to do is talk to Ignatius, because we have our a final promotion in store for all our hard work for the monastery here.
I've found all the mages.
And? Are they coming?
Master Pallas is dead.
That is a loss. With him, we would all have stood a better chance.
We actually saw this last time, so we're just going to kind of skip through this.
The monastery is secure.
That is a start. Inquisitor Mendoza came here to seek an end to our troubles. It seems he has only uncovered more. But if we are to help discover what is behind these storms, to save others, first we must protect this island.
How can we protect the island?
I misspoke. Our task is to protect the flame, to keep this burning in the hope the island can be saved. You must take care of Inquisitor Mendoza.
Take care of him?
Mendoza's intentions are good. You should help him finish what he has begun, if you judge it to be the right path. But do not follow him blindly. Use your reason and make your decisions wisely.
Now, none of these dialogues seem to have anything different, depending on your faction here. But as I said last time, the implication that we could side with Mendoza in the end, if we believe that his path is just, is not true. We don't get that choice.
I am ready. Make me a master.
Then let it begin.
That's a bit weird that it doesn't end the dialogue, because the dialogue needs to end to proceed.
Brothers, we are gathered to protect the Holy Flame, and it is in greater danger now than ever. But there is one who will fight for us. One who has earned a place thanks to their discipline and deeds. Let that person open their spirit and speak the words. Let them become a master, I ask you. Are you prepared to serve in our ranks as a master?
I am prepared.
Are you prepared to honor magic? To do everything you can to protect the Order and the Holy Flame?
I am prepared.
Then let it be so. In the name of the Holy Flame, in the name of those gathered here, we accept you as a master. In this name, we give you the robes that match the rank you now take.
Hooray! Nothing like a palace swap for your promotion.
I accept this honor. I accept this role.
May these robes protect your body as you protect the Order.
Indeed, and I love that we still have this very out-of-place helmet. But it is what it is. Also the shield. One thing I did learn is that you can, in fact, have a shield equipped without a melee weapon, which is a bit funny. And I also learned that, actually, punching is not as bad of a mechanic in this game as I feel like it is in previous ones. So there's an idea there for a potential future challenge run, but I'm not going to get into that now.
I trust you will not forget to create a few scrolls as a master. It is always advisable to have some to hand, particularly in the ruins. Here, you will need these supplies.
That is good advice. We actually shall need some, because I'm not going to learn how to cast runes just for the sake of using this one. Especially because it needs a second seal, which is really annoying for a plot device.
Welcome to our ranks, brother. As a master, it is your task to actively support the monastery. Since I have no runes to just give away, you can start paying for any others you would like with this.
Hooray.
Well, master, robes shall serve you well, but clothes don't make the man. You must study, learn, research. But well done all the same. Take these potions.
Thanks.
Well, well, a master. Need all the help we can get. Glad you joined us at the monastery.
I do find it a bit funny who's a master and who isn't. So Vitus, Illumar, and I don't even think Pallas were masters. But these three chumps are. Cyrus in particular looks like the youngest of the batch, so I wonder how he worked up the ranks so quickly. Almost as quickly as I.
Usually, the initiation of a master lasts many hours. There are exhaustive tests, demonstrations of magic, queries of your knowledge.
Then I'm glad this went so quickly.
There is also normally a great banquet with turkey, cake, and wine.
I don't think this is the time for a banquet.
Well, speak for
Thus
yourself.
speaks
Sounds
a
delicious.
true master.
And you're the one who doesn't give me anything. So let's whip up some potions real quick. There's 5 tombs that we need to visit, which means 5 of these scrolls that we need. Make sure you don't accidentally make more. You will never use these for any other reason.
That's finished that.
That has finished that. And what else might we need? We got plenty of skeletons. I guess we could do with a few more lights. I think we have enough telekinesis. Enough levitates. I'd say light is about it. All of them's I can get. So the entire rest of this game is going to take place in dungeons. It's actually quite a, I guess, one might say divisive part of the game. A lot of people don't like the fact that we spend so much time underground, but the fact that I can do them all in this video, it's going to be longer than the average for the series, but it's easily done in one sitting, so I never really find that they outstay their welcome. Some of them are a lot shorter than others, and actually the first one we're going to visit, I guess, because we're kind of semi-sorta in the neighborhood, will be right down the hill here. And here it is. I wanted to address something I said in the last episode, and my friend Val brought it up as possibly me sort of drawing conclusions where they don't exist. I said that the Holy Flame was actually... the source of it was actually the Fire Titan. And I said that very confidently because I swear I've heard characters say that. But it might be something I read... and it might have been something that somebody else concluded, and I just kind of took it for granted. It does make sense, given that the source of the Holy Flame is the mountain, and what's inside the mountain but a Fire Titan. But the way Ignatius referred to protecting the Holy Flame suggests that they don't think they're one and the same. Anyway, you can tell that there's some smush in there. Let's take care of that. This is one of those... You're going to find this a lot, so I suggest you stock up. Kind of like how the Sleeper's Temple of Gothic 1 required you to have a bow, and it didn't provide you one. These dungeons don't all provide you with the spell scrolls you need to navigate the puzzles. None of them are terribly complicated puzzles. They're mostly just getting around traps, one way or another. But a lot of them, like this one, you have no alternative to using a telekinesis scroll to get by that. Man, after doing nothing but staff fighting in some of the previous episodes, magic is just hilarious to me. And that is why I chose to finish the game with it. So otherwise these temples would take a lot longer. Now what's interesting about this one, I kind of always forget about it, is that you can get this far. The only thing you can't get past is the blue barrier there. But this whole bit is available to you from the start of the game if you're brave enough. And I don't know... I suspect the answer is no, but I don't know if the lizard men that we encountered on the way here are within. We got a high priest. I should check that. In fact, I meant to. I didn't actually take notes for this episode, which is kind of ballsy for the finale. I decided to just kind of improvise. Luckily, we got one of these scrolls left. And within potion, a scroll. I didn't actually read what the scroll was. Another potion. Conjure skeleton. Well, we got plenty of those now. Oh, I should have got more open locks. Whatever. Honestly, I don't care what's left to loot from these dungeons, because there's nothing that's going to make us more powerful than we are. But the potions we got: 1 health, 1 traveler's potion, and the traveler's potion 100 experience. As I said, that is a pittance compared to what we need to level up now. Speaking of, I guess I could learn more mana. Maybe I oughta, but I'm probably not getting to 200, which I'm pretty sure is a cutoff where they don't teach you anymore. But at that point, I'm just going to use these. I did... Oh, I haven't learned alchemy yet. That's what I got to spend it on then. Let's do that. Sorry, I did things in a little bit of a funny order here because I'm terrible at this. Let's go do that. These guys basically just stay here for the rest of the time, which is a bit funny.
What can you teach me?
So let's learn how to alchemate.
How do I brew potions?
First, I would explain how to create basic potions. To do that, you must heat the ingredients in a liquid.
That's all?
Yes. In essence, you are distilling the properties, increasing the effect of individual ingredients.
How do I know what ingredients to use?
At your level of knowledge, you lean upon the wisdom of others and use what they have discovered. For instance, you can buy the recipe for a regular healing potion from any alchemist.
Teach me alchemy.
So some plants cannot be processed with the methods you already know. They must be filtered and boiled again to reach the required concentration of their properties. This approach will also make basic potions stronger.
Teach me alchemy.
So, I will show you how to distill potions.
What does that do?
A distillate is much purer than a simple filtered potion. It doesn't contain any contaminants that can weaken a potion's effect. Indeed, many potions which permanently change your characteristics require distillation.
So it is a bit funny that none of what he says teaches you practical applications of alchemy. It's just like the concepts, but what are you gonna do? At least distillation makes sense. A lot of times their descriptions of how you perform certain techniques makes no sense. So, we can make permanent mana potions. I'm gonna make all the ones I can. What a terrific animation that was. So, that took... Actually, we still got 3 Heroes Crowns left. I could make 3 more, if I get more berries.
Don't know anymore, I'm afraid.
Who sells berries? So I ain't going out and grabbing them all. You do not sell berries. Alright, well, screw it. Let's sip on all these and then get back to business. Alright, so we're back at it. I now have 257, a terrible number of mana at my disposal. I also did end up getting more unlocking spells, just because I figured...
I could break this down.
I figured I might as well, given that this is a walkthrough, I should show off what's in these chests at least. Even if I'm not particularly interested at this point. Might have something for somebody's sake. And here we see that this is actually quite a straightforward little dungeon. We need another telekinesis. Got a priest bus up there. We need to get it onto that pedestal. So we get a handful of minor little puzzles like this. Tomb near Severin's Farm. Let's make sure we don't use the wrong one. That opens the way forward here. And here. Ain't nobody seem to be guarding it. We have Ursegor's armor. Breastplate from Ursegor's armor. Once I have the other parts, I can have it reforged. Also, the Titan staff, which I don't believe is the same staff that Carlson sells. I think this is the next step up. I believe he sold the Titan scepter. Actually, I'm not 100% sure. But as I said, the final weapon for everybody, whatever weapon class you use, is going to be found in these dungeons, so... bit of a mean trick, since you don't know which ones you should necessarily do first. Without looking up a walkthrough. So you may end up getting that weapon basically at the point where it does you no good. So that's that. Next one. We got one up there and one up there, but those are actually interconnected in a way. We can get to them together. So instead, the next one I'm gonna do is the one at the Don's camp, because that is the next shortest one. Oops, sorry.
Do you know what lies in the lower vaults of this temple?
Looking at the inscriptions, I think maybe a priest is buried here. Whatever built this temple, they were deeply involved in dark magic. I suggest you be extremely careful down there. Take this scroll. I suspect you'll need it down there.
I shan't need it.
Do you...
I'm good enough without it. Anything we could use more of? Wait, Nautilus. I got a few of those. I don't think we need more than that. Why don't I buy some of these and see if we can actually put them to use? Like I said, I don't think the Inferno spell is half as good as Fire Rain was in Gothic 2, but...
I have come seeking your help.
With what?
With the Saurian fortress.
Well, I don't see what I can do to help with that. I have no men to spare, no knowledge of what you may face. Still, doing nothing does not help me, does it? And I am not unsympathetic. All I can do for you is give you this potion. I've had this for a long time, waiting for the moment it would be needed. I think the time has come. I will give it to you. Don't waste it.
Better than nothing. Thank you.
Same reward, or same gift there, no matter what guild you're in. I don't need it, because I don't need strength, so you take it. How's that for wasting it? Now, I don't know if we need to talk to Fincher to get downstairs. I think we talked to him about the lower vault in the last episode, or whatever episode we played as the Donsman.
That's not necessary.
Yes, it is.
That's not necessary.
What are you talking about?
That's not necessary.
What are you talking about? You know what? I think I have a bug here where my light spell did not follow me through a teleport, but it's still technically active. Let's get some Freds on, I think. This is one of the things that bugs me about the fact that slots 1 and 2 are dedicated to weapons. Because I don't need either of those. But it denies me all the slots I want for my scrolls. What could I give up? Guess we really don't need the tiny potions anymore. Let's get a Fred out. What can I do walking around with these little creepy hands sticking out? You dork. Okay. Next barricade down. Kablooey. And double check I am on herd. Holy shit, I'm a terrible shot.
That's not necessary.
Yes, it is. I can fix it with a save and reload. There we go. Alright, so what do we got inside? Undead warrior, skeletons. Undead warrior. Oh my god, camera, please. I love how the skeletons don't get involved with the zomboid lizard man. Why am I so terrible? You bonk ass! I don't know why I'm bothering looting. None of these guys drop anything worth a damn. Alright, so we gotta get up to these alcoves up here because the way forward is blocked by yet another busty door. I believe Fred can find his way up here. I tend to kind of just float on up when I feel like it. I guess not today. He shall remain. We have an amulet. There's another stupid hunting amulet. Absolute garbage. Oh hey, you made it.
I could break this down.
Break this down. Huzzah. Yes, you can push the gold buttons with your magic shoots. Oh, what's in this one?
Down.
Bones! Hooray, I could get more mana. Except I can't at this point. Whoa!
Wait here.
Alright, so we're familiar with this type of puzzle. The spikes move in a pattern with some clear gaps in between. And it is a very generously timed puzzle. All you gotta do, once you get to the end, pull this lever, and the trap is gone. And a bony boy. Who has the lizard mage bust. One thing I kinda hate about the fact that that guy in the coffin has an important item is a lot of time, most of the time, the skeletons that come out of the coffins, the sarcophagi, don't have anything. In fact, we're going to see in some of the future dungeons that they bait you a little bit. I find it very annoying. Oh, hey, buddy. This one is slightly more annoying because we need to levitate to get over there. Fred do be waiting. Can't break that down. But I can break this down.
I could break this down.
Hiya.
I could break this down.
What do you suspect is behind this one, then? More bones. They do love that trick, don't they? Okay. Oh, we can imagine what's going to happen here. And within here, the Titan axe. So if you're an axe wielder, this is where you're gonna want to go first. But this one at the 2 o'clock position has the other bust. So if you don't feel like dealing with anything else, just go for this one. But I shall let no bones go unbusted.
Hey.
Hey. Alright, well, we can hear that a fun time awaits us within. Now, I'm going to show you a bit of a trick with this one, because there's actually a bit of a gimmick to this fight. You see the Shadow Lord. You can see that he does not take any damage. He's wielding a big ol' fuck-off hammer. Let's see how he manages Fred. You know what? While he's at it, I'm gonna just take care of these. Oh! Well, this guy woke up. So, the trick with this... You'll see a very obvious hole in the ground, and we've seen what the holes with the grates do. So all you gotta do, you can do it with just about anybody as long as you don't stay near it, is get this feller, particularly the immortal one, to walk over it, and do a little walk out. And you can get the ass beasts in it as well. I find it interesting how he dies and unequips the hammer when he does so. That might be a failsafe just to make sure he doesn't somehow drop it and it physics its way out of the universe. But the hammer is the next one we need, and if you did want to use it as your axe weapon...
I need Ursegor's armor.
For some reason the game forbids you from using it without Ursegor's armor. Hammer appears to be wielded by a ghostly hand. And it also gives you 6 to axe fighting. Now, 6 to axe fighting basically gets you most of the skills, like the actual combat skills, like counter parry, charge attack, lateral blows, and all that. So it is interesting that they let you fast track to using it in a... well, like you're more trained with it. But, for the sake of actually using it to complete the game, it's actually completely unnecessary to have those skills. But, I don't know. They may have had something else in mind with it, because really, once you're able to use it, i.e. once you've completed Ursegor's armor, not to spoil much, but there isn't a whole lot of combat left in the game. And by a whole lot, I pretty much mean any. You'll see what I mean when we get to the final boss. Anyway, we need to go out west. Let's go to Western Ruins. And you may recall that Patty got us all the way to the far shore, and I'm pretty sure I did that with this character ahead of time. Yes, indeed. So we don't have to fight through that absolute gauntlet of lizard men again. Instead, we will see you when we get there. Alright. So, next temple here is behind the waterfall, and this one is one of the longer ones. In fact, it may actually be the longest one of the 5. Our way in contains... Actually, I'm not going to summon Fred, because he won't... I don't think he'll be able to follow us once we really get into the dungeon proper. I'll do the ghoulies on my own. Try to not be grabbed by them.
That's not necessary.
Yes, it is. Why do you keep saying that? Look at this deadman. The unfortunate treasure hunter. That's another little cave that you could have gotten in much sooner in the game. But obviously we'll come to a point where a blue barrier blocks our way forward. For some reason, a bunch of Sonic the Hedgehogs hanging out in here. And a snarly ass beast. The nice thing about this one is it actually gives you a glimpse of, like, the ruin you're going to be dealing with. Which is a bit neat. But you wouldn't want to come in here too soon because of all the ghouls. Terrible things. And here's some scoffing and snarling up there. They won't come down here. A little bit, well, not much of a secret here. It just loops back around to the waterfall. Let's see if we can snag these dudes. Allow him to get up there. Nice. Dodgy pathfinding saves the day as always. Okay, a lot of stone plates. At this point, had I been reading the stone plates, I have no idea what level of wisdom I'd be at. Might even be near 200. Which is what we would need to get the 4th seal of runage. You can actually dispel these barriers from quite far away, which is nice. Gives you time to get the jump on that fool. Now here we got a bit of double trouble. We gotta hop this gap, but don't hop too far. Ah! I didn't hop far enough. Nailed it. But we've also got the spiky doos here. We can get ahead of it. Get rid of that fool. Well, there's some other fools around the corners. If you really want to be tricky, you try and use the spikes to help out. Luckily, suppressive fire does the trick. And mind your step here. You don't want to be falling down that just yet. And here's the trick with this area. We got magic crystals, or anti-magic crystals, which make the rest of this a little bit more troublesome. But, if you really wanted to, you could do a neat little hop over here.
This lock is too difficult.
Lock is too difficult, but I cannot magically unlock it. Till I touch this. And as long as you step outside the wall here, you can nab that. So somehow we're able to cast a spell, the unlock spell, through the anti-magic field, but our projectiles will stop mid-air. Unfortunately, that also stops you from using your magic bullets across the way there. get rid of those guys ahead of time. No, actually, I don't feel like this one is the longest. I'm struggling to remember them. They are not the most imaginative dungeons.
This lock is
I will say that for their detractors. They're just not awful like that. I don't find them overbearing, tedious, frustrating. Oh, hello, boys. A nice thing is, against single targets, just laying down the machine gun really keeps these guys from doing much. But when they're in groups, they're a bit more annoying. Alright, now these stairs have gotten me many, many times. You need to be on the top step to be able to make this jump. If you're running up and try to do a jump, that happens. So instead you gotta get to the top, then start a running jump. This would be a way past... Actually, I'm gonna go back. Look at him jump. What a dork. Ow, that hurt. I just love the way that enemies float over gaps. Because I don't think they could program jumping animations properly for them. Even human NPCs, which should share the same jumping animations as you, they don't actually jump. They just float. And I am amused by it. Yeah, if you wanted to get past that trap there, you'd basically have to walk under that one during the time that it's up. But there'd be a second one here that is proximity triggered. But now it ain't. Sick panorama.
This lock is too difficult.
Not for this, it ain't. As far as getting past there, I seem to have forgotten how. I think we have to do the rest of the dungeon first. Smoosh. So, one way you can get ahead on this. Let's make sure I disable that. I nearly walked right into the trap. Is you can simply hop down here. And I guess not, because you can't actually see the fools from there. I thought you would at least be able to hit a few of them. They are clever boys. They're hiding behind the corner. Dope. So it seems we shall have to brave it.
Magic doesn't work here.
The hell it don't. We can at least get Fred started. Alright, dummies. You know what, let's open this first in case we need to retreat. Make sure Fred doesn't get too close to that or he will be despawned immediately. Pathfind, you dorks. Kablooey. got many Brontos. Okay, this is definitely one of the longer ones. Because you'll notice as soon as we walk in here, we got this weirdo column. One of those spinning columns that Mendoza liked so much. We give it a spin.
A map.
And we find a map. The fact that we've gotten this far in the dungeon and now have a map. Quite telling, ain't it? But this one has a pretty straightforward gimmick.
I could break this down.
Touchy. That opens a door. Here's the thing about this door. Doesn't really get you far. We have to make Fred wait, because there are more anti-magic crystals in here that will kill him.
Magic doesn't work here.
This one's a bit annoying, because there are some switches you can see, but because I do magic, I cannot hit them. And I did not think to get a bow. So that's annoying. All that really gets us to is that treasure chest in there, but I want to do it. Well, without a bow, that's a bit annoying. And by annoying, I mean impossible.
Magic doesn't work here. Magic doesn't work. Magic doesn't work here.
Oh, would you look at that? There's one in my pocket all along. Kablooey. And what lies within? Nothing worth my time. A stone plate in case you still needed more wisdom. Now there's a trick with the bow as well. If you find just the right angle here, we would actually have needed it later on, even for a non-optional part of this. I don't know why they chose to do all these magic crystals. I mean, I know why they chose to do it, because they don't want you levitating past the puzzles here. But making it apply to the magic bullet as well is kind of an oversight, because nobody who has magic bullet is going to be carrying a bow with them. So at the very least, they should have had a bow that you find like at the beginning of this level. Also, let's see what we're going to get out of these healing magics. Let's use a strong one, 150. Okay, that's full heal for Fred. I don't know how much health Fred actually has. Well, we have this bow, we might as well use it. Be glad to silence this snarly bastard. Let's head around this way first. And we got a winch. What the winch do, we will see up ahead. Alright, I'm gonna pull a trick here. Fred, you wait here.
Wait.
Wait. Because we will need you there in a bit. Now from here, you can plainly see the winch there. Which, again, we needed the bow for, because magic bullets would not reach that.
Magic doesn't work here.
Ah, fuck! That was the wrong button. And I crashed the game. Oh, well, I'm not even gonna bother with that again. Also, other little exploit that is preserved from Gothic 3 is that reloading the game will just give a full heal to your followers. Now, what I was trying to do before I accidentally loaded instead of saved was see if it is actually possible to do a hop on over. In fact, it is. So I guess fail it if you don't have a bow. That's your option to get by it. A little illegitimate, but it is there. And frankly, I don't know why that wouldn't be the intended route. I feel like they should have made it that way instead of doing this bow trick. But that's what they chose to do. Now, there's no way to get into this place except by the small hole. So we got a snailage. Once we get in, we see there's a priesty boy, a couple warrior boys, and that's quite the ruckus to deal with on our own. Unfortunately, they're all kind of crowding this place, and I cannot get up this step in snail form. Y'all are really cramping my style here. I don't know why they're so close to this damn door. Oh well. You have to wing it. Hiya! Don't touch me! Don't touch me! I've been touched. Why y'all gotta be like this? Alright, whatever. We'll have to do without Fred. She's not that hard. I mean, I could resummon him here, but I don't feel like wasting it. Just kind of fan your shots a little bit to make sure that none of them get the chance to take a swing. And that's how Magic Bullet do.
Hey.
Don't really need Fred for this part, but whatever. Let him feel involved. And we got the Titan bow. So all you bow users, there's your treasure. So, basically, if you're not using a bow, none of the rest of that section there was necessary. All we really needed was that winch. Speaking of winch, the next one we need is about yonder. And this part is a bit annoying, because they have a double-wide spike trap here. And no visible lever on the other side for us to disable it. So to get by this one, the only way I know of, since we can't jump over two of them, is to levitate. You gotta make sure you're high enough to not get your butt scraped by the spikes, because apparently they're instantly lethal. And And this shall disable it.
This lock is too difficult.
And that winch there should get us through the rest of this. I seem to have lied. No, there's one more winch. Right, I forgot we dropped the bridge. Keep you there. And of course, we could cheese a dang ass beast through the grates if we really wanted to. The hitbox of the grates is surprisingly consistent with the actual appearance of it. Amazing how FromSoft. Amazing how Piranha Bytes gets that right. That opens yonder gate.
Magic doesn't work here.
Magic does not work there, which is annoying. But nothing dangerous in here. We've got some silliness. And another amulet I see on the altar there. Oh, that's just a ruby. Never mind. One what could be made into an amulet. And we'll winch it. And we yank it. And our treasure lies within. Get out of my way. Our treasure is a boot. Brassards and greaves from Ursegor's armor. Isn't that nice?
I could break this down.
Bink. Bonk. Bonk. And this should be a little shortcut back. Beholdeth. So that was that door that I forgot how to even open. Fred, no! Alas. Look, Jesus. How did I forget that? That actually made me jump. Now, normally I would just warp out of here, but we did leave Patty outside, so we might as well tell her she doesn't need to wait anymore.
I was getting worried about you. Did you find what you were looking for?
Yes, I have it.
And what is it?
A piece of armor from an ancient warrior.
What's so special about it? You can get armor anywhere.
I'm hoping it will help me fight the Titan.
Titan? What are you talking about?
It's inside the volcano. Look, there's no time. I need to go and see Eldrick the Druid.
That guy? Well, I suppose if you're talking about Titans, nothing is crazy compared to that.
You think anything on this island isn't crazy?
I think you and I are the only thing that makes sense here.
Well, now you're starting to talk to me like I'm crazy.
You and I.
You found anyone else on this island you can trust? And you came to this island on your own. So, I'm thinking you didn't find anyone before now.
I wasn't running from anything. That's not why I got on that boat. I don't know what I was running to, but I wasn't running from anything.
See? Seems we are alike.
What do I do about this Titan? If it gets free, anything could happen. But if there's even a chance the Inquisitor could use it to stop these storms...
Well, there's no one else on this island I'd rather have make the decision. Whatever you do, I know it'll be the right thing.
I'm glad you have faith in me, considering you barely know what I'm talking about. That reassures me to no end. Alright, so let's get back to the Don's camp, because that's going to be the quickest way to get to the last two. It's a bit weird that the dialogue there, especially when he refers to Eldrick, kind of implies that that's the last one they expected you to do. Oh, you know what? There is one more dialogue with Cormac once we're done with that. And I think there's more with Fincher too.
You're right. This is the tomb of a priest.
Ah, it sounds like you've already been down there.
I have. And you were right about the dark magic.
But you survived unscathed. Here, take this. It should prove very helpful with future challenges.
Thank you.
Return safely from the volcano. My best wishes go with you.
Now he actually gives us a scroll I would use. Let's go see Fincher, just to see what his dialogues are. One thing, while I was doing stuff off screen, just kind of figuring shit out, one thing that kind of surprised me was that I don't really understand why there's loading screens when you teleport, because if you just use console commands to warp around, there's no loading time. So it feels really unnecessary.
Have you ever been in the lower vault of this temple?
We haven't been able to reach very deeply into the lower passages. We found a strange blue... I don't know. Someone's used magic to block part of the complex off. We haven't been able to get past it so far.
Of course not. You don't have the appropriate spell.
You see? You know more than I do. If you find a way to get down there, then use it. Just check what's down there first. I could do without another horde of those creatures trying to overrun us. All right?
Indeed.
I've been inside the temple. The one to the east.
What was there?
Why do I have this dialogue? I could have sworn I'd done this. Wait, what? I didn't actually pay attention to that. I thought it was just going to be the same. That's confusing. Whatever. I'm not sure why he talked about us. I don't know. There is one thing that I just remembered. I want to make sure to check now, because I checked on it in previous chapters and it wasn't there. But it's something I absolutely did not know about until I was preparing this walkthrough. In fact, it's in a location I did not know about till around the same time as well, I think. We've been to the location before. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Holy shit, that scared me. Oh. I don't remember this cave either. Man, I'm glad that guy kinda blew the whistle on this. There's actually at least one more cave that I haven't explored.
This log is too
It's
difficult.
down in the little swampy area next to the novice farm. But I did check it off screen, and I don't remember there being anything meaningful in there. Bunch of stupid ghouls, though. And here we just got, yeah, some vendor trash and shit. Nothing meaningful. But anyway, let's get up here. If we just hover our way over yonder, Fred is waiting. If you ever warp away, Fred will continue to wait wherever you left him. So you get that message every time you use levitate and stuff. Okay, I'm really confused. I'm gonna try something here. He never leaves!
You not got better things to do?
I swear to goodness, if you let him leave, he is supposed to end up at that camp. Because we agreed to let him leave to spare him running afoul of Sid, who, if you remember, had us track him down. If you let him leave, he's supposed to... Oh, hang on. It just occurred to me. I didn't let him leave. I told him to turn himself in. That's why he's here. Alright, well, anyway. Doyle would end up out there in that camp if you let him skip town.
So this is where you're hiding.
This is it, mate. My home until the dust settles.
Stay out of sight. All right.
I'll do that, mate. Oh, and thanks for helping me.
I wish I had realized why that wasn't happening before now. Anyway. I'm gonna cheat again. What? Hello? What are you doing? Stop walking. Well, I'm gonna turn this off, because for some reason I feel like having debug mode on seems to crash the game more often. So as I said, this is going to be the final episode of the series. Which means... I need to figure out what I'm doing next. Because like I said, I don't have anything in mind for LPs... Goodness, excuse me. For LP/walkthroughs, but I have stuff in mind for... content that takes a lot longer to produce single episodes of. But I'm not really going to spill the beans on that now, because I'm not really sure what I'm going to start with. Lizardman. This man had a map. Map that don't tell you much. Man, that's a strange fellow standing there. Who might this be?
So, the little fish has left the safety of his pond, eh?
Brogar.
Who'd you expect? The Gnome King? I knew you'd turn up here sooner or later. And now Esteban's not around to protect you.
Esteban wasn't protecting me.
Then let's finish this. It's payback time, little fish. Cut them down!
Indeed. And back has been paid. Bit of a weird rivalry that they decide to dig back up. I'm pretty sure most players have pretty much forgotten Brogar by this point. Dude just kind of sits on a bench and stops being relevant for a very long time. Darn, I didn't get him. Let us levitate across. It annoys me how the ragdolls will continue to eat shots. So once they stop moving, they become completely incorporeal. And we got snarly ass beast and a bunch of squirps. I'm fascinated by the fact that the scorpions don't aggro together. Also fascinated by what is clearly a campsite in here. One with a campfire, no less. I don't think you really need warmth inside a volcanic cave. Also just a bunch of skinned pigs.
This lock is too difficult.
Curious who was doing hunting up here and why they were hunting pigs. Now, I was trying to get them to ragdoll funny. If you manage to kill them with a projectile while they're like mid-swing, they tend to go flying. Alright, now this here, we can get across by dropping the bridge like that. But we don't actually have a way inside from up here. So that is locked from the inside. Instead, we gotta drop down below, and it's a bit of a trick. You can use a levitate spell to kind of casually get down. You can try and finagle it in this corner. Otherwise, you could try and just hop over to that column there. It's a bit tricky. Now, curiously, this stripe of lava here is not deadly. As soon as you walk into here, it do be. And within, another barrier. Let's get a Fred out. Haha! Dork. I don't actually think Fred was necessary here. In fact, let's be careful that I don't waste him just walking onto the stupid spikes there. Ain't no dork in here. I'm sure you can plainly see the trick with this one. Bust of a king. Gotta yoink it from afar so we don't get trapped in there. And then plonk it upon this altar. Now this silly feller. You helpless fool.
Hey, come with me. I could break this down.
No, Fred, you didn't really do a whole lot down here. But we are not quite finished. Whoops. You did your best.
This lock is too difficult.
After all this, I kind of forgot to even use the Inferno spells. We gotta sneak our way into here. Using the classic snail maneuver. And this fellow, I believe, carries the bust. This is a bit of an annoying trick. So you have a choice here. Either you need to Nautilus your way back out, or put the bust on here. And once again, telekinesis it from the doorway. No, I suppose Fred would have been a good choice for this. Although I think... No, he doesn't die when he gets in there. There's magic crystals all around town here. We nab this. You'll notice the door closes behind us. We could, if we preempted it, have used the telekinesis to grab that from the doorway, I believe. But yeah, if we brought Fred in here, he would die as soon as we try to climb up here. Annoyingly, this also makes it difficult to sort of counter the next bit here. Because there's fellas in there. But we can try this out for size. Except I hit the wall because the dang camera moved, which made the crosshair move with it. And it happened again. There's nothing you can do about that because, holy shit, what the hell? I think we can kind of cheese them into the corner where that won't happen. Sacrificial Fred. And you'll notice, because they started bonking him before he fully spawned in, he did not have a weapon. No! Okay. That clearly... What? How did that end up there? I didn't want that. Okay. I think that did less than half their health there. So that goes to show how unhelpful the Inferno spell really is. There might be one more secret boner in there, so... Once we bonk this down,
I could break this
we
down.
gotta be ready. Secret boner.
This lock is too difficult.
They're always too difficult. And there, inexplicably, the Titan Scepter. Which is actually superior to the Titan Staff, and I'm pretty sure that is the one that Carlson sells. So I don't know why there's two Titan Stave class weapons.
I could break this down.
Well, come at me, dorks. Mind your step here, because another trapdoor that'll plonk you right back to the beginning, which is not really that big a deal now. We're trying to get out of there anyway.
Gotta start again. Job well done.
But you will miss this treasure. Also, it's harder to get out that way, because that puts you down to the lower lava pool. This one puts you back up at the bridge. But that leaves us with one final piece of the Ursegor set to acquire. Which, incidentally, also happens to be basically in this area. Because this whole cave system goes straight through to the other side of the mountain. And here, we have another teleport room. This one is Northeastern Temple? Is that it? Can't be. There's a Northern Temple? I feel like I'm still missing one. I have to figure out which one that is. I thought they were both here.
It worked.
And if you really wanted to, you can head out all the way that way. I'll just show it for curiosity's sake. Let's snail it. Don't have to deal with anything. And go all the way this way. And find ourselves up at the waterfall here. Bunch of ogres standing about. Down there, that's where... Ah! None have held control. Down here is where we came out of the volcano keep with Drak. That one time. Alright, now let's get into the last one. Which I feel is just ever so slightly longer than the one behind the waterfall. And I recall that there's a bit of a gauntlet here. Let's have Fred at the red. Let's have him take point. Okay, that was less than I thought.
A map.
Now we're in for a good time when we got another map. So, this one... we need, once again, 2 busts put on the altars to open the gate. Now, even though it looks like you should be able to jump up there, you cannot. I mean, maybe you can finagle away, but we're not supposed to. Instead, we go this way. Now, this one's a bit of a trick. It looks like it should not be that easy to get in here and get the bust. Because you plainly see a trapdoor there. Fred is stupid. Now, the only way to get that bust is to hop the gap there. But if you're curious what's down there, well, we'll find it. Obvious spike trap here. Hop on over, pull that, retreat. Got a ring. A ring of life energy. Kinda garbage at this point. And here, we've got a bit of a ruckus. So, that does that. Which means to get around it, we gotta telekinesis. But the telekinesis, or the lever, also closes that door. We gotta pull it again, reactivate the trap in order to open the door. And within, we find a sarcophagus. And bugger all else, except some mushrooms and a stupid stone plate. And within the sarcophagus is bones. And within the bones is nothing. So this was a complete waste of time, and a waste of a telekinesis. I guess there's a healing potion too. So screw that. And down this way. We have another tomb with even shittier healing potion. Also bugger all else. Also a sarcophagus. Also bones. And you notice that the skeletons, when they come out of the sarcophagus, for some reason fly out on this corner before warping back in. You only notice that on these because they're usually facing the other way. But also carrying nothing, which means both of these stupid sarcophages were a waste of time. Obvious door here that we cannot open from this side. So that makes you think that you gotta drop down the hole. But in actuality, we got the snail's route here. You can take instead, because dropping down the hole puts you in a bit of an ambush, and a particularly bad one for a mage like us. Because for some reason, at the bottom is all types of, well, not all types, there's only one type, but a whole motley of anti-magic crystals for some reason. And inexplicably, Fred seems to have survived. Yeah, he's right here. Which is kind of funny, because he would not have been able to go far down there. We happen to make it there. You'll notice that even where I'm not in range to have my spells disabled, the magic bullets still won't go anywhere. They don't outright disable it. But it's just completely useless down here. I find very odd. Okay, it actually does work in point-blank range. Okay, never mind. You just happen to cross the threshold. It's a bit odd. Unfortunately, till he kills Fred, I cannot reach him. What the hell did all that come from? Wasn't something the lizard was carrying. Wasn't something Fred should have been carrying.
A little more for me.
Inexplicable buried treasure. And within, Titan Wing. The greatest of Titan swords. Or the greatest of swords. So this is a dungeon you want to do first if you're a swordsman. But curiously, after all that, we don't seem to have a bust. So we must go deeper. We bonking.
I could break this down.
It really is curious some of the thresholds that these guys struggle to cross, because eventually they will come through the door. Why, you didn't touch me, liar. But I guess the fact that there was something blocking their path makes them take a while to figure out that they can get through it now. Whoop! Lag spike almost made me run right into that. Now here. If you really struggled for it, you could cross this gap without having to use a levitate scroll. I tried a couple dozen times to jump this gap. I have a feeling I would struggle to get it now. You really need to tuck yourself up in this corner here. Basically, hop over to that little outcrop there, and then hop down to the ledge. 100% not worth my time to keep trying it. But by all means, if you want to preserve your precious levitate scrolls, you can go through that ball lake if you so desire. More importantly, or actually less importantly, we got another stupid little sarcophagus here. Once again, he carries nothing, and his room bears nothing. Except one more healing potion and one more stone tablet. So these dang tombs ain't got none of the treasures tomb's supposed to got. Take that, you dork. I don't know if the levitate actually gets across this. This might be a little too long. Yeah, we got it. We fine. Let's get this open, in case we need to retreat. So this goes back to the main chamber. Actually, I would say that this dungeon is in fact shorter than the waterfall one. So I think that's it. And here, we see a bust within, and also a dork within. Once again, our only path is the path of the snail. Do you mind, sir? And we have another ring of the axe fighter. Does us no good. But pair that with Ursegor's axe and you have +7 skill. And obviously having more than 10 points in any skill does nothing for you. There's no more skills to unlock, and it does not have any effect on the damage you deal. So with that done, place the busts upon the altar. I like that they actually did have some variety to the busts. They mostly look the same, but this one has a crown. I'd actually say that they got slightly more polygons. Alright, you dorks. Time to finish this. Your watch is ended, and the treasure is mine. And here we have the shield of the Titan Lord. And that is everything. Oh, look. One last trap. They trapped us within. With another high priest. Be gone. Maybe y'all should have trapped me before it killed y'all. And it hardly even matters, because I was just gonna warp out of here. But I am curious why I'm still missing a teleport room. Eastern volcano cave. There should be a western volcano cave, so I apparently never got that one. Ah! So long, fools. Away from you with your big bonkiness. You know what? Part of me thinks it might have been one of the dudes in there. Since I wasn't looting any of them. No! Why'd you bonk? What the hell? I'm so confused. Oh, I remember now. I'm just an idiot. Why did all the rocks come back? This one's actually kind of funny because it's right here on one of these priesty boys. There it is. That's all of them. And they actually give you the means to get out of here with it, basically. If somehow you had managed to get here with no other means to get out, and you were struggling to get out the proper way. This would have done the trick. Behold, here we are. But this isn't where we need to be. We got to go talk to Eldrick. Best way to get there is East Coast. What up, Eldrick? I'm using your bed. Help me save the world.
I have part of the Titan Lord's armor. Can you repair it?
Repair armor? For that you need a smith, not a druid.
It's not the metal, it's the magic I need you to help me with.
I see. Come with me, and we shall fix this.
I'm curious that he says a part of it. Because we have all of it, and I don't think we could do this with just a part of it. Notice we have the helmet.
I need Ursegor's armor.
Oh. You know what? I think maybe you just need these two to actually reforge it. I gotta test that. It's a shame I didn't think to do it before now, but you may be able to make it just with those two parts. And then the rest don't need reforging.
Here, we can repair the armor here. Well then. Give me the pieces.
Here is the armor.
Good. Then let us begin.
Yeah, see how I only gave him the 2? Wow, even I'm learning something still.
It is done. That which was divided is one. Here is the armor. Good luck with the task that lies ahead of you.
Thanks. Yeah, see how we only even equipped the suit and not the whole shebang. But we do actually need everything, or at the very least, we definitely need the hammer for the next part. You notice a shield. I think there's another shield. I think there was one more intermediate shield I never got. This shield looks kinda sorta a lot like the big stone edifice that we saw on the coast, which I always found interesting.
Take care of yourself.
And Eldrick has nothing else to say, so that's that. So here we are. We are level 7 axeman now because we're using the Titan Lord's hammer. And the hammer is actually better or as good as the Titan axe. So I'm gonna test something real quick. I'm curious. I guess I can't test it because I haven't... I could test it with this one. So the last thing here was the shield. So if we don't grab the shield, but we go talk to Eldrick... Uh-oh. Where'd that come from? Where'd that come from? How do I get rid of it? Oh god. Oh god. Why is it still here? I don't know how to get rid of that. Now I gotta restart the game.
There you are again. What have you learned?
What?
I've found what is protecting the island, but the Inquisitor is going to take it.
Why would he do that? He would destroy all he has worked for.
The Inquisitor is willing to sacrifice everyone on this island.
That doesn't sound too good for any of us. Why would he do it?
There is a temple inside the mountain with a Titan trapped inside it. Now the Inquisitor has locked himself in there. He wants to free the Titan.
A Titan? I wonder how that was captured.
What's important is it's going to get free.
Tell me what else you have learned.
Well, I know that the Titan is a fire Titan. If it gets out, the whole island will burn.
Then how are you going to prevent it?
I can't do anything until I find the Titan Lord's armor. Only with his armor can I defeat the Titan and imprison it again.
Where is this armor?
Here on the island. It is hidden in the 5 tombs of the lizard priests.
Maybe I have some scrolls here which will help you in your search. Come back to me when you have found the armor. I will see if I can assist you with it.
I was supposed to get that done a lot sooner.
Take care of yourself.
Okay. I seem to have forgotten to do that. So I think I'm going to do some clever editing and stick that in at the beginning of the video so that there's a little bit more context for it. But yeah, so that does confirm you need the whole kit and caboodle to get him to repair it. Even though the only thing he does to repair it is put these 2 pieces together into a single suit. You cannot have him do that until you have all 5 pieces together.
Nope.
But any dang way. All we have left now is to get into the mountain once more and face down Inquisitor Mendoza and put an end to his vainglorious scheme. Oh, Ursegor, still just chilling here.
You have returned. Do you have the armor?
Clearly.
Yes, I have found everything.
Good. The world finds a man for each moment. This is your time. You are ready to face the Titan, to seal it within its prison once more.
What must I do?
Go to the gate. The Titan will soon try to leave its prison. You must stop it.
Indeed. If only you did not tell this man how he could release it to begin with.
I knew you would return, but it is too late now. The gate is closed, and the Titan will rise.
Not if I can prevent it.
You want to fight a Titan? There is one little fact you overlooked. Without this ocular, you won't even be able to see the Titan.
Then I guess I'll have to take it.
You may be wearing Ursegor's armor, but you lack the will to win. You will perish, just like all the others.
You're saying I lack the will of the warrior? I don't need the will to win when I got machine gun to win. Very pathetic. But that is how the magic bullet do. For some reason, he's got this ring of all things. It's unique to him. I don't think you can find that anywhere else in the world. He's also got Ursegor's skull, which raises the question, why did you decide to meet me out here on this side of the gate? And his ocular, which we can snatch off his face. Except, his is baked in to his character model. So we don't actually remove it off of his face. If we put it on ourselves... I'm gonna have to do a bit of a... How do you do this again? That'll do. Yeah. Camera controls are off. Well, that's what it looks like. Just kind of latches onto your face, which is a bit disturbing. But what I find funny is that you don't actually need to wear it for the next fight. You could keep the helmet on if you wished. And bear in mind, I would save before you put that skull down, because I had a bug in a previous stream of this game where for some reason that door just didn't open when it was supposed to. Alright, well, let's just see what you've unleashed. And yeah, you notice, even though I was wearing the ocular, it puts the helmet back on during this cutscene. At no point are you allowed to wear it. And behold the weirdest character design, or monster design, Piranha Bytes has ever come up with. Now, what we have here is essentially the most budget Legend of Zelda boss you've ever seen. All you gotta do is reflect his projectiles and give him a bonk. And the main hazard to deal with is the randomly, or, you know, not randomly, but periodically disappearing sections of floor. When he does crazy moves like the laser beam there, you just run away from it. What you have to be real careful with is basically any attack that he does besides the laser beam will knock you on your ass, which will be a problem if you happen to have fallen down on a part of the floor that's about to disappear. Other than that, it's a very straightforward, very gimmicky boss fight. And this is why you needed the Titan Lord stuff for everything, because you cannot hit him with any other weapon. No other shield will work. And it forces you to equip everything when you get in here anyway. You are able to switch weapons if you really wanted to. But there's, like, absolutely no point to it. If I were to switch to the stick. Well, first of all, I can't block his projectiles with it. Wow, that hurts. Holy shit. Alright, let's get the goods back on then. Hello. Oh, he's beaming. And yeah, if you get too close to him when he's not knocked down, he just does a stomp, which knocks you back. And there's no real trick to getting the projectiles to actually aim at him. You just kind of have to hope that they end up flying in that direction. And the last question I'm sure many people have is, do power attacks make a difference? No, charging your attacks does not end the fight faster. You have to hit him a number of times. Not a specified amount of damage. He always does that stupid gesticulate into the air thing. Every time you hit him. Very silly. And he uses some of the worst stock sound effects I've ever heard this side. Ah! That's not the jump I wanted to do. I guess I should not be mocking him. Else karma may strike like that. Well, do something. Yeah, the most consistent way to make sure you hit him is just be as close as you can when he does the projectiles. Oh Lord, he beaming. And his stupid stomp. The most inconsistent attack. You have to jump it to avoid getting hit and knocked down. But the sound effect comes before his foot hits the ground, and the shockwave comes so long afterwards. It takes a while to figure out when you're supposed to jump. I'm really curious who came up with the monster design for this thing, because it is the most unusual one I think they've come up with. Oh, see, I got hit by it. So it really is a shockwave that you're trying to jump over. Bonkers. Absolutely outstanding boss fight. Uh-oh. He's being consumed by the Sunny D noodles. Back to hell with you, you Warframe reject. Hopefully we had a levitate scroll left, because that bridge ain't coming back.
For hundreds of years, humanity lived as slave to the gods. When the gods left, the Titans rose. Mankind was left to die. But one island has survived. One man has shown the way. The flame of hope burns bright. Mankind has risen.
They said the name! And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is Risen. Done and dusted. I think I covered just about everything I could in that walkthrough. Again, there's probably some pockets of the world that I didn't explore. Little bits of loot I did not find, but I tried to be as thorough as I possibly could. And, yeah. I think that's just about it. I'm gonna put links to all the resources I used in this walkthrough back in the description. I'm pretty sure I did it in the first episode. I did not do it throughout, but might as well reference those, because there will be a little bit more. Any of the tiny loose ends I did not cover will surely be covered there, because stuff like Mike's Game Room... No, Mike's RPG Center. That's what it was. That was probably the best resource. The Risen Wiki is a good but inconsistently thorough resource as well. But those are the ones I recommend, and the ones I use the most while making this. So be sure to do those. But as I said in, I think, the last episode, I want to actually make a more cohesive guide to some of the mechanics in the game, just because I realized I spread them out so thin over the course of this walkthrough that anyone actually looking to really get a measure of some of the mechanics, like the skills and attributes and what they do, won't get that out of the walkthrough without watching the whole thing and just happen to hear me talk about it. So that's a bit of a tragedy of the tragedy of the format, is that I didn't really get to cover those in a way that's easy to find, if that's what you're looking for. But yeah, that's that. As I said earlier, I don't really have a plan for another walkthrough LP style series to do. So I'm going to take the meantime to work on other projects that I really just kind of put on the shelf ages ago. And yeah, I just want to get those complete now. Once I was really on a real pace with this series, I didn't really want to stop, so that's why all those ideas got put to bed. But I don't want to waste all this creative energy that I got now. So there's some work to be done. As far as anything to do with VaanaCZ games in the future, I do want to stream Risen 2 and 3. So I haven't played them in ages. I don't know entirely what I think of them now. My tastes have matured since the last time I played them. So I may have some slightly differing opinions. But Risen 2 and 3 have never been my favorite of their productions, so I doubt they will improve with age. And yeah, honestly, I've been feeling a weird compulsion to try Elex 1 again, after Elex 2 turned out to be a big steaming turd. That I don't remember hating Elex 1 half as much as I hated Elex 2, so I'm curious just to see if that's another casualty of time, that I will think less of it, giving it another shot. But those are live stream ideas, not video ideas, and I don't think I'll be getting to them anytime soon. As far as anything else, I don't know. I may come up with some more challenge run ideas. As I said, I tried out what it'd be like to do like a fist only run in this game, and I think it's more doable than I would have expected, and more doable in this game than it might be in any other one. So that's a thought. I don't have a whole lot of other ideas for other challenge runs akin to the scrolls only runs I did last year. So, well, if anyone has ideas, feel free to share them. And if I do them, it should be a good time. But yeah, that's about all I got. My final thoughts on this game, I guess. Yeah, it's kind of... I don't know, I held it in more esteem when I was younger, I guess, than I do now. Just because it is just kind of a lazy retread on VaanaCZ's part. I get why they did it. I think they needed to ground themselves again after Gothic 3 kinda got away from them. But even as a rehash of Gothic 1 and Gothic 2 to some extent, I don't think it comes up to that standard. And really the main thing I feel is the sort of setting and story just felt like they didn't put a whole lot of thought into it. They definitely didn't seem like they made it to make sequels, but it is what it is. It's an okay game, and, well, we're done with it.
So, you made your choice then?
I made my choice.
And we're all still alive, for now. You sealed the Titan inside the mountain.
That Titan, anyway. There are still other Titans out there. But with this armor, maybe we stand a chance.
You're going to fight them all. Alone.
If I have to. They need to be stopped. That's my choice. Whether I do it alone, that's yours.
Dang. I love that ending because it implies so much more goes on between these two, but it don't. Anyway, folks, that's us. This is where we call it. Risen is done, and we will simply have to see what I decide to do next. Until then, I hope you all stay safe, stay healthy. Remember to like, subscribe, support me on Patreon, and goodbye.